Merhabalar. Yine Warhammer'dayım. Ya bu konuşmayı yaptım. Aurora'nın nasıl verdiği kontrol panelinde incele konuşması. Bunun için savaşmam gerekti ve oldukça uzun sürdü. Neyse. Kavramsayar muhtemelen tahmin edilemez durumda ancak dikkatin kutsal makineden kontrol paneline saplanıp kalmış hançere kayıyor. Yakından incelendiğinde bunun bıçağı çıkarılmış ve müsrifçe bezenmiş bir kılıç kabzası olduğunu fark ediyorsun. Topuzundaki sıra dışı süsleme pullu ve kapalı bir göz kapağını andırıyor. Bıçağından arta kalan kısımda mavi bir ışıltı fark ediyorsun. Uçsuz yeminde çıkan isyanda Kundra'dan kullandığı silah rengiyle aynı ton bu. İnsan elinden çıkmış bir nesne değil bu. Hayal dairelerin gözdesi olan kalp kemiğinden yetiştirildi aşikar. Bu nedir? Bir zamanlar galaksiye hükmetmiş olan kadim ve oldukça gelişmiş bir uzaylı ırkı. Bu nedir? Kristalleşmiş Rus enerjisinden oluşan ve ayardari malzemesi oluşan bir tamamdır. Sanat eserlerinden gemi dünyalara kadar pek çok şeyin imalatında kullanılır. Parçanın üstüne eğilmenle birçok ses duyuyorsun. Hepsi birbirine giriyor ve kelimeler bütünlüğünü yitiriyor. Adeta anlama çabanı küçümsüyorlar. Dırdır edip duran fısıltı zihnini tırmalayarak kan kırmızı izler bırakan nursuz bir pençe sanki. Verdi acı dayanılmaz. Ha, şimdi ne desem bilemedim. Hmm, bilemedim. Bunu düşünmek gerek. Parçayı da merak etmedim der de. Şimdi alırsam bir daha bırakamam mı oyun burada kaydedilemiyor, öyle bir sıkıntı var. Belki kaydetme modu vardı, ona bir bakmak gerek ya. Çünkü böyle çok iğrenç bir oluyor bu. Rogue Trader Fest ee, ne denilir? Mod yazsam. Hmm, bilemedim. Ha. Quick Saving Mod Rogue Trader yazsam. Hmm. Sanırsam Toybox indirmem gerekiyormuş. O Toybox işte nedense ben çalıştıramadım onu. Neden yapamadım anlamadım. Hmm. Şimdi Hendrix'e diyebiliriz. Parçaya reaktörün derinliklerine atmak saçma bir eylem olur. Bunu diyebiliriz. Geldi şuna bir bakar şeye bu olabilir mi? Hendrix kafasını kaldırıp parklanır ve Aurora'nın silahını pür dikkat inceledikten sonra yüzünü buruşturuyor. Bu abis nesli insan elinden çıkmış olamaz. Yaydığı soğuğu da göz önüne alırsak Şerbaş'ın ait olduğu belli. Dikkatin için teşekkürüm var sayırı. Hendrix saf parçayı kontrol panelinden çıkardıktan sonra birkaç saniye inceliyor. Çok enteresan. Yozlaşmış nesneyi yanına alan Hendrix sana dönüyor. Hür tacir, işbirliğin için kutsal nizam adına teşekkür ederim Süner ve seni azat ediyorum. Şu andan itibaren emrin abadeyim falan filan. Şunun maskesini çıkaralım da. Tamamdır. Zaten buralara konuşmuştuk. Bu herif de işte bir şeyler falan yapıyor. Evet yaptı. Güzel. Ha, bir de şunun içinde bir şey vardır. Bu ne? Makrofprizma. Nihai Şafak tarikatçılarının imal ettiği bu cam prizma Liderleri Aurora'ya attı. İçinde yeteri kadar süre bakarsan gördüklerin beynini aldatmaya başlar. Olanı değil, olabilecekleri gösterir. Kadına verebiliriz. Bunu. Şöyle.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Abi sen de sürekli aynı şeyleri söylüyorsun ya. Gerçekten lanet olsun.
I am at your service.
Şunu birisi toplasın. Böyle toplayayım.
Seize the opportunity.
Burada birer mi var? Kapı gibi duruyor. Yüksek olasılıkla kapı. Ha, şurada da bir şey varmış. Onu öyle görmemişim. O mu? Niyeyse gözükmüyordu, anlamadım. İyi, öyleyse burada bulunan her şey bakılmış oldu. Yukarı çıkalım. Bir saniye burada kaydedeyim de. Dur. Kaydet. Güzel. Bizimle konuşmayacaklar mı? İlginç. Oğlum bizimle ne konuşmuyorsun?
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Peki. Abi şuralar hala elektrikli mi? Elektrikliyse çok iğrenç olur. Orada bir işim yok da. Ne de elektrikli mi elektrikli de mi merak ediyorum. Elektrikliymiş. İlginç. Neyse burada alacağım bir şey yok gibi. Şöyle dışarıya tıklayalım. Güzel.
Embrace true power.
What's up bitches? Şöyle bir daha kaydedin de şimdi konuşma falan gelir, onunla uğraşmayayım. Bizim yeğen herife de bir tane kılıç vermek gerekecek. Kendi kullandığı kılıç çok kötü.
Rogue Trader. I was somewhat brusque at our first meeting, and I would like to make up for it by expressing my thanks for your assistance in the electrodynamic cenobium. Your arrival could not have come at a better time.
Peki.
Thanks to you, I have succeeded in finding the object that brought me to this system in the first place. Now that the weapon of corruption has been seized from the cult, I can satisfy the Lord Inquisitor's wish and travel with you to Footfall, once you have finished your business on Rycat.
Ha, Rykat'mış. Ben Rikat sanıyordum.
There is one more thing. The Lord Inquisitor gave me this item some time ago. He must have thought it likely that I would find myself aboard this vessel sooner than he. I was instructed to deliver this device to Lady Theodora. However, given recent events, I believe I ought to present it to you. This is an elucidator, a sacred machine capable of translating the languages of remote and lost worlds into Low Gothic. It can even process Xenos languages to a certain degree. Not without infelicities, but possibly well.
Şunu diyelim.
Simply not. The Elucidator is such a rare and complex creation of the Omnissiah that neither I nor any of my colleagues would dream of compromising its integrity. If you wish, have your tech priests confirm that there are no listening devices inside. I would like to offer my assistance in resolving your immediate problems. I am aware that the ship suffered considerable losses during the recent mutiny and was damaged by the cultists' actions, and you have lost many valuable officers as well. You are in a difficult situation. I am at your disposal. It all depends on the electro-priests who survived the attack. Fortunately for them, the cultists did not manage to seriously corrupt the holy site, partly thanks to the priesthood's efforts. Nevertheless, I would not be surprised if the local explorator fleet decides to audit and purge the damaged units once it hears about what has happened.
Kim iletişime geçmek
Thank you for your
istiyor.
time. Please consider me at your complete disposal while I am aboard your vessel.
Buraya konuşma yapsaydınız be abi. Zaferine tebrik ederim Lord Hazretleri. Tüm gemi sabırsızlıkla keşfinin başarılarıyla dolu haberleri duymayı bekliyor. Yalnızca teknoraptlerin manastırını kurtarmakta kalmayıp aynı zamanda başkaldırının kaynağını da ortaya başkaldırının kaynağını da ortaya kaldırdığına dair söylentiler süratle ediyor. Peki dünyanın dört bir yanından yayılan bu aksiyetlerinin tek bahsettiği bu. Vali Medine meseleleri tartışmak için komuta merkezinde seni bekliyor. Hemen ayrılmaya hazırız. Emri vermen yeterli. Tamamdır. Şöyle kaydedeyim. Sat saldırısı dediği ne abi? Bir sen kapan. Tamam bunu seçelim. Ay ay çok seviye var abi. Bunu diyelim. Bu kadının gücü önemli abi. Bunu diyelim. Bu Aa. Oğlum bize kaç tane harcam var ya? Oha, iyiymiş. Evet, bu kadına verelim. Tamam. Evet abi. Haberler aradı. Şöyle kaydedeyim de. Bir daha uğraşmak istemiyorum. Çıkış nerede abi? Çıkış şuraya doğru mu? Aynen böyleymiş. Birisi bizimle görüşmek istiyordu. Dur şimdi şöyle bakalım. Tamam. Onunla konuştuk. Bu nedir? Buralar söyleyeceğin bir şey mi var? Tamam. Henrix. Ulan Henrix. Bir de seninle mi konuşacağım?
I'm usually the one interested in the pasts of those around me, not the reverse. I come from a night world, Guizorn 3. I belong to a branch of one of the noble houses until my exceptional abilities were discovered. After that, I was sent on a black ship to Holy Terra, where I was trained and I began my service for the glory of the Imperium.
Tamam.
I do, but I have no ties to my homeworld now. None except my first name. I left Guizorn 3 when I was still a child. My family disowned me, stripping me of my family name. I was given a new one by those who trained me. Even for a noble, being branded a psyker is a mark of eternal shame. I experienced that firsthand before I was put on the black ship. Like many psykers unaware of their curse, I found out when a strong emotional reaction triggered an involuntary response. My great-aunt had a pet grink. One day, it bit me, and I boiled it from inside out. And when my great-aunt slapped me for what I'd done, I boiled her too. When I arrived on Holy Terra and was tested, I was found to be suitable material for becoming a sanctioned psyker, able to bend his curse to his own will. I can assure you that the adepts of the Astra Telepathica were right in their assessment. Picture a vast prison ship, filled with frightened, angry psykers who can't control their abilities and who have just lost their homes and their families. Some of them were children and adolescents like I was. Some were monstrous creatures who no longer had the right to be called human, or psychopaths who reveled in their impure powers. Once, when one of the miscreants broke free, those in command simply depressurized the bay and got rid of the culprit, along with the prisoners and crew tainted by him. But even after that, I heard the echo of inhuman suffering and terror that filled that part of the ship. It grieves me to recall that episode to this day. No. First, I was accorded the status of a psyker fit for service in the Imperial Guard, where I then spent several years. It was only afterward that I became an agent of the Golden Throne. Since the day of my initiation as an acolyte. So, decades. How many real years it's been, it's hard to say. When I return from a journey through the warp, I often discover that much more or much less time has passed in real space. Indeed, I have visited many of the places brought to the Emperor's light, and those sullied by the filth of the archenemy. In truth, even after all these years spent visiting the various corners of the Imperium and looking beyond its borders, I still consider the Segmentum Solar to be the greatest of all humanity's bastions. Nothing compares to the majesty of Holy Terra, the might of Mars, the grandeur of the segment's other worlds. You can't really be expecting me to answer that question, can you?
Gerçekten.
The first step for biomancers such as myself is to take control of the processes of their own body, including aging. I've endured innumerable hazards in my work. If I allowed every trace of them to remain, I would look completely different today. Gladly. Of course not. The Lord Inquisitor's entourage comprises dozens of people. The best of the best. Experts in various fields and disciplines. Some of them I know personally. Others I've never met. To be honest, I'm not even certain that the people I know are still alive. I used to work with other acolytes of the Lord Inquisitor, but in the Coronis Expanse, I have been working alone. I rarely have the time or the opportunity to think about it. We are not a retinue. We are acolytes. As for your question, I am closer than anyone else to the one I call my personal teacher. The Lord Inquisitor deemed me worthy of undertaking the most important and sensitive tasks requiring the attention of agents of the Golden Throne. Such as? The Lord Inquisitor was most insistent that I master the discipline of Santic Demonology. I use my faith and my power to crush the enemies of the Imperium. Servants of Chaos tremble at the sound of the Emperor's name, uttered by my lips. I am also a skilled biomancer. I can manipulate bodily processes. Sometimes I resort to those skills in the course of my work, when it is necessary to make the subject of an interrogation more cooperative.
Bunu niye diye. Acaba onu dersem ne olur? Bilemiyorum. Şimdi şöyle dersem burada ne var? Bunun konuşacak bir şey var mı ki? Tamamdır. Ne? Hayır ya, dur. İstemiyorum. Ne ekleyebiliriz ki? Oğlum bizde zaten asker var.
I did fine.
Tamam, böyle olsun. Tamam, Hekata. Ne? Ona lan. Bir şey kaybetmek istemiyorum oğlum. Onu geri sarayım da. Yenris'le konuşacak bir şey yok. Pascal Kibella öndeymiş. Kibella'la konuşalım.
Delman.
Ne yapıyorsun oğlum? Ulan kalın.
The Vizier taught us that there are many like us throughout the Imperium who spill blood in his name. Death cultists, as they call us. He said that no two death cults are the same, just as there are no two identical stars in the void. I will tell you about the blood-spun web, but I cannot speak on behalf of all death cults. The blood-spun web holds the bays of the flagship together with the threads of its faith. Such is our service to the Domini of the von Valancius line. The Undying One commanded the Domini to embark on a ship and sail the void's expanse. And thus, it became our duty to protect your dynasty and the Ark that became its home. This great relic of blood and adamantine. Some loathe and fear us. They call us murderers and reapers. Others call us dancers of death, who send the souls of the dead on their way. Both are right. Both are wrong. We are servants of the undying Emperor. When he whispers that the time has come for a righteous martyr's soul to be laid in his blessed hands, we come to claim it. When he whispers that the wicked must know of his wrath, we come to reap. This is how we maintain order on the ship, unseen and guided by death's will. Death's whisper is unmistakable. It is not like the murmur of stars or the hiss of corruption. It is truthful, pure, unyielding. Only the most eminent of us, the High Spinners, can hear the whisper of the Undying One and give voice to his will. They must hone their senses and temper their body and soul for years before his call can reach them. If it puts you more at ease, you can think of these whispers as his providence. We are carried along by a current of blood in the great river of fate. Life is not given or taken away by chance. If I see an enemy of humanity, my blade will sever the thread of their existence. I will not wait for a sign of his divine bidding. I am his will, and I do what must be done. Spinners carved the chronicles of our history on the stones of our temple long ago. But fate and time have erased our past, just as an exploding star erases a part of the galaxy from existence. It is the Vizier's duty to watch over the flock, to lead those who want to learn more of the Undying One, but are fearful of death, and guide those who seek answers in death, but do not know how to live. The Vizier protects all. Those who do not know we exist, those who are grateful for our service, and even those who hate us. The Vizier sees what is to come, remembers the past, and accepts the present. They spin a web of faith and blood so strong that no enemy may sunder it. This is the Vizier's burden. This is the legacy of the matriarch spider. It is said that she was one of many, born in the void, the Domin's subject. She honored death instead of life, and for this, she was persecuted. It is said that when the arch-enemy's forces invaded the flagship during a warp jump, she gathered the Undying One's servants around her and saved the ship from ruin. Together, they spun the first threads of the web to ensure that such devastation would never happen again. It is said that she was strong and indomitable, but as the years passed, her heart became as stone, and thus the Undying One whispered her name to the one who would become the first vizier of the blood-spun web. Through blood, sweat, tears, and the strength of their convictions, the servants of the Undying One spin the souls of your subjects into threads of balance. This is why we refer to ourselves as spinners. Those who are newly committed to the blood-spun web are called lesser spinners. If they are faithful in their service to him, they may eventually become spinners. The most devout of us all are known as the High Spinners, of whom there are 7, each bearing a unique title. The Vizier, the first spinner, leads the cult. I, Kibella, am the second spinner. The third spinner's name is Io, and there are 4 more. The tenets are knowledge, an art that is passed down from one generation of the blood-spun web to the next. Even so, there are spinners who will never fully comprehend this knowledge in the time allotted to them by the Undying One. The tenets dictate how one follows the thread of life, but they are also the thread itself, from first breath to last. The tenets cannot be taught, they must be lived. Only then will you understand. The Undying One is death itself. We serve him, and thus we serve death. This is not a comparison, attribution, or preference. It is the truth, and nothing can change it.
Oha.
I am the second spinner of the blood-spun web. A spear in the hand of the Undying Emperor. I am your shield and shadow, your blade. The tenets compel us to let our deeds speak on our behalf. There is no one in the cult who does not know me. So I have grown accustomed to taciturnity in matters regarding myself. Ask, and I will try to give you an answer that will satisfy your thirst for knowledge. I remember nothing of my childhood. The Vizier says this is because of my training and the injuries I received in battle. He told me it is the fate of all high spinners. The only memories I have are of the blood-spun web and the brothers and sisters who serve the cult alongside me. When we were young, we would sew our eyes shut and wander through the bays for months at a time, starving, surviving, dying. This trial of darkness honed the senses of those who passed it. We were elated, for we knew we were blessed by him. When we grew older, we learned to wield our weapons, and our mentors tested us with pain, poison, and the weight of deceitful words. In time, our bodies no longer felt pain. Our blood became resistant to toxins, and our focus could not be shaken. We were at peace, for we had shed everything that could encumber our faithful service to him. When we came of age, we faced a great trial. A year-long vigil spent in unceasing prayer to the Undying One. When hunger and other base sensations faded away, we attained true comprehension of ourselves and our place in the world, our place between life and death. We were proud, for on that day, he truly accepted us, and we accepted him. It is impossible to understand the value of your body and spirit if you've never experienced physical or emotional pain. Pain is temporary, but experience endures. Experience can be sharpened like a blade and turned into mastery. I have never regretted walking the thread I was destined to follow. When we join the cult, we relinquish our past. The blood-spun web becomes our new family. I have seen the pain, terror, and doubt in the eyes of those who hear the Undying One whisper the names of their kin. For some, the blessing of oblivion is a gift not unlike death. No. It brings me comfort when my brothers and sisters cross to the other side. The Undying One has called them to his side, so they can serve him in ways we cannot. Attachment makes us weak. The weak meet their demise prematurely. But such death does not please the Undying One. For a soul must not be claimed before their time has come. It is true that spinners occasionally cross paths with those outside the cult, but such paths always diverge in the end. We may walk the same road together, but we are nothing more than temporary traveling companions. It is similar for those of your retinue. Our threads may intertwine for a time, but all will go their separate ways, as is inevitable. But not you and I, Domin. Our threads cannot be unwoven, and only the Undying One will end my service to you. Know your enemy and prevail in battle. Know your ally and prevail in war. You can see for yourself. Tools for tempering the flesh. If a spinner neglects this practice for too long, their body will weaken and their sensitivity to pain might return. If it does, they will feel the overwhelming agony of every wound they have ever endured and go mad with torment before the Undying Emperor whispers their name. Is it possible to experience pleasure if one feels nothing?
Lan oğlum. Çok fena şeyler var.
The purpose of this practice is to fortify the flesh, not to mutilate it.
Ha.
You have found an interesting use for this tool, yet it still serves its purpose. The flesh remains untorn. Good. Do you have other questions? Your body will fail you, Domin. Your bones will break. Your tendons will snap. Your heart will stop. Our rituals of self-perfection are unending. They demand absolute dedication and decades of special training. However, if you devote the next 30 years of your life to its study, you might be able to learn the basics. It is not difficult to speak the truth.
Damn.
Torture? I bear the sacred marks of the Undying One's service. Death has bestowed them upon me. Though others may cherish hollow riches or meaningless beauty, it is my duty to cherish his gift of blood. Each wound is a symbol of our service to him. Each drop of blood carries his blessing. To renounce these scars is to renounce the Undying One himself. Death whispers to me, "You are worthy of bearing his marks." Tell me, Domin, do you wish to honor your flesh with his gifts? Let it be so. treasure his gift, Domin. Inscribe it anew each time you pray. May his blessing find you. I met her once when I was young. The Vizier saw a serpent hiding among those close to Domin Theodora, ready to sink its fangs into her throat. I was ordered to find the serpent and sever the soul from its body. I watched and waited for weeks. I hid among the shadows, the air ducts and the faceless masses. Once I found the serpent, I sliced off its head and returned to the temple. I doubt that Domin Theodora ever saw me, but the 3 ritual cuts I left behind on the body let her know that this death was pleasing to him. They sent us a grand feast from the upper decks before the cycle's end. We gave it to the hungry. The Gothic we use to communicate is different to that spoken on the upper decks. Domin has many meanings. Giver of life, Lord or Lady of the Ark, and Shadowless Sun. The matriarch Spider gave this title to the rogue trader who allowed her to form the blood-spun web. We use other titles as well. For example, Venai means Master of the Immaterium, or Watcher of the Veil. Vil means one who must go to the other side. Amic means one you can trust in battle. If the Undying One chooses to take your soul, he will take mine along with it. You will not fall by my hand, for that is not my duty. I use blood to read his sacred cards and hear the whisper of the Undying One. His tarot is not an answer, but a question I ask of the universe. And the universe answers with questions of its own. In this sacred communion, I perceive hundreds of possible outcomes. They are all true, and yet they are only visions. I know what will come to pass, and yet I do not. It is a holy relic that has been passed down from generation to generation. Only the first and second spinners are allowed to study the sacred cards and interpret their meaning. We use his tarot to guide the cult and discern the tangled threads of fate. 34. There used to be more, but some have perished in the darkness of time. Their loss is a great tragedy for the blood-spun web. I am the spear of his retribution, not a witch or a sorcerer or a soothsayer. I have no strange powers, but I do bear his blessing. I do not command the veil. I am guided by his whisper and led by my faith, by the tenets. Please, do not mistake me for something I am not.
Zaman zaman Kiberlah'ın yanında durduğunda tüylerin ürperiyor veya havadan hafif kalıcımlar seziyorsun. Görünüşe bakılırsa Kiberlah'ın güçleri kehanet ayını gerçekleştirirken ve dini coşkanlarında ortaya çıkıyor. Kibirli ise bu yeteneğinin farkında değil gibi.
Ask the cards, Domin, and I will listen.
Kibirler imparatorun tartını dikkatlice çıkarıyor. Gözlerinin önünde kara bir bıçağın parıltısı görünüyor ve kibirlerin avucundan kartların üzerine kan damlıyor. Kibirlerin gözlerini yumup, kibirler gözlerini yumup dinliyor.
The first card is the young warrior. It suggests inexperience, a path of becoming. The second card is the shattered world inverted. The path will have twists, turns, and thorns, but you will gather allies along the way and find what was lost. The third, the hound inverted. Someone has marked you as their prey and is chasing you through a field of traps. The lost child. You will leap into one of those traps of your own free will and place your trust in someone truly desperate. May the Undying One shroud your footsteps from the faithless.
Tamamdır, şöyle kaydedeyim. Gerçekten uzun bir konuşma oldu diyebilirim. Evet abi, Pascal'la konuşursam daha da uzun sürer. Şu anda video kaç dakika olmuş? 51 dakika olmuş. Pascal'la konuşursam yüksek olasılıkla evet abi, boş ver. Evet, kapat. Kapat abi.